You think you're gonna sneak through the cracks. There's always one. There's always one that think they're gonna sneak through the cracks. But let me tell you this, brother.
Cue the intro.
This motivation. Suck, get on your job. If you hate, get on your job. You can look me in my eyes, see I'm ready for whatever. Anything don't kill me, make me
Better.
First half was crazy, right? So that was the receiving part. If I was thinking that the receiving part of bootcamp sucked, only if I knew instructors plus your senior drill instructor. Only if I knew what they had in store for little old me. I was in platoon 2074. 2074. That was my platoon number. 2nd Battalion. I can't remember what company it was. I believe it. I want to say hotel company though. Remember my senior drill instructor name was Staff Sergeant Maynard. So if you're watching this, Staff Sergeant Maynard, what's up, doc? And I'm one of the drill instructor that was under the senior drill instructor. His name was Sergeant Jones. Me and Sergeant Jones, later on in my Marine Corps career, we had some run-ins, some good run-ins. And then we had Sergeant Burke. And then I had a Hispanic guy. I can't think his name. His last name was Lopez or Rodriguez. One of the two. I can't remember because he was like, he came midway through. Well, something happened with him in another platoon where they had to switch them out. And instead of switching them out, taking one of our drill instructors, they just gave us 3 drill instructors. You know what I'm saying? We had 3 of them. Introduction to us being us being given over from our receiving drill instructor to our 3 drill instructors. Okay, so now we new recruits, wide-eyed and bushy-tailed recruits. We don't know what's the flow from the ceiling, portholes. We don't know none of this. We just green as I don't know what. So you got to introduce them. It's a calm environment. Everybody's sitting on the floor. Right hand, right knee, left hand, left knee. You know, what I call it now the Indian style. I can't remember what we called it back then, but it's the Indian style. So we sitting there. So they telling us, we talking to the company commander. The company commander. It was Gunner Sergeant. He was a man. He was a hard charger. Dang, I can't think his name. He had the real deal Marine Corps cut, like the little old school Marine Corps cut with the little hat at the top. We about to be introduced to our drill instructors. So the drill instructors come out. They walking like, I'm talking about, they move, it's now, no one in my family ever been in the military. So I was the first generation in my family to go to the military. So when I seen these guys walking out, just like I seen the guy when I signed up for high school, when I seen him in the uniform, like, I don't know, no homo, like, but the movements was so crisp, like robots, like real deal robots. So they movements was so crisp. So I'm like, man, this is real. Like these dudes real. They got the brim hat on. They came in. The senior drill instructor came in first. And he called his guys, which is the regular drill instructors, he called them in, and they came in. He introduced and they walked in like robots. Boom, boom. Now the senior drill instructor is one of the he's the drill instructor that try to give you more of the personal relationship, now he's still a motherfucker. He's still getting your shit real bad. You don't want to piss him off. But he's the one that's going to connect with you more than the other 3. The other 3, it ain't no sympathy with them. They ain't on no bullshit. The senior drill instructor expect them to be that way. But I noticed, me now, and while I was in the fleet, when I look back at things that they did, I remember the senior drill instructor used to step in like, hey, calm down. Hey, don't do them that dirty. Don't do them, because we used to be on the corner deck. The quarter deck up there by the senior drill instructor office. We up on the quarter deck, and they just making you do exercise after exercise after exercise. When you're doing these exercises, it ain't no stopping. It's not no stopping. Oh, I noticed that the senior drill instructor won't let them fuck with you too bad, but the limit is high. It ain't just he's just gonna step in and save you all anytime. Like, no, he gonna let them kill you. Every time you mess up, he going to make sure. Like, they going to get you. It's always going to be one. They're going to tell you that. It's always that one. When they tell you to scream louder. And it's that one that thinking he can get away with, oh, I'm not going to scream that loud. Maybe if the person next to me, if they scream loud, maybe I ain't got to scream that loud. And I can get away with it. You think you're going to sneak through the cracks. There's always one. It's always one that think they're going to sneak through the cracks. But let me tell you this, brother. You'll be surprised on how much those people notice. We know as Marines now, attention to detail is one of the most delicate things that you can have as a person anyway. Attention to detail, knowing when something is out of order. Because now once you know it's out of order, you pay attention more. You learn how to pay attention. And they train on that. They know it's going to be a recruit. You're not the first platoon they're being drill instructors for. They know there's going to be one recruit that's trying to cheat to the cracks. And they're going to snuff you out. And if you keep doing it, you're going to have all the other recruits. Really? Because once you mess up, they don't want you. They don't want you. They gonna kill everybody else. And they're gonna make you watch. So while they killing everybody else and you watching, guess what's happening? Yeah, the other recruits, they gonna rather get in your shit on some Full Metal Jacket type shit. I'm just saying like that. Just don't be that guy. Just don't be that guy. Just be, we all, like when you go down, just know you going now to become a Marine. So you got to go there with the intention of embrace the suck. Embrace it. Like, by all means, embrace it. And I promise you, you'll be all right. Drill heavy. That was my shit. I used to love it. One thing I loved about drill, and I don't know if other people loved it that much, but Sergeant Jones, I fucks with Sergeant Jones, because every time, just say if it was another platoon and they marching and we in their vicinity finna pull up on them, he gonna make sure, and we used to love it. It's time to, now you going against the other platoon and now y'all doing inspection on, it gets real. Man, I used to love that shit. You know when you killed the other platoon, you're not gonna know that your drill instructor is happy. But if you do what's right, you're going to see it. You're going to, like, even though they're gonna be in your shit, it's gonna be more of a prideful. You're gonna feel it. It's gonna be more of a prideful thing, because now, once you start doing good, you're gonna always want to do good. You're gonna always want to do good. And this is, like, that's why it's so amazing. Well, 30 to 40 people maybe. And from all across the world that never met each other before in their life. And you can get all those guys to come together and follow the commands of one person marching and giving you, and you hear 40 people doing it, but it's one sound. You hear one heel hit the deck when you marching. Every rifle movement, you hear one click, boom, boom. You hear one of it. Like, once you see it, now in the beginning, it's going to be horrible. You're going to be horrible at it. Unless you got experience with it, which I ain't have no experience. But I picked it up quick because, like I said, I liked it. But if you ain't have no experience in it, you're going to be horrible. Like, just, hey, you're going to have time to get it right. Because everywhere you go, you're going to be practicing drill. Either you running or you march. First real week of my life in boot camp. I don't know. Why is this the cliche? I don't know. But the cliche is that black guys can't swim. I felt confident enough to feel like, oh, I know how to swim. I know how to swim. Like, I was that confident. Me, along with every other black guy that was in the platoon, is how I won. And matter of fact, his last name was the same one as mine, but he was a way better swimmer than what I was. So when we go to swim Qual week, it's swim Qual week. So now I'm thinking I know how to swim. Now, so they ask everybody, if you know how to swim, step over here. And if you don't think you're not confident enough, step over to this side. So I step over here. I can swim. Now I didn't know that it was a whole nother ball game when you got on long sleeve camis, long pants, and they told us we couldn't bring our arms out the water. Like, so you either had the breaststroke, backstroke. Now I can do it all. But then, couldn't do none of it. Qual kicked my butt. Swim Qual was one of the first things that we had people drop back in training. That was one of the first weeks that we really had people drop in training, because if you you gotta drop back in training, and the next platoon probably be like 2 weeks behind. It was 4 of us. 4 black guys and an Hispanic kid. Okay? All the way up to the last day. Never quite. Now me, for jumping off the thing, swimming across with your pack, had all that down. But only part that I could not get was going to that end and swimming back without bringing your hands out the water and your feet can't touch the bottom. So that's the part that I had a problem with. Like swimming, like, you know what I'm saying? But jumping off the platform and with the pack, I done all that, and putting the air inside you, and I had all that locked down. But it was just the constant swimming across. Like, I couldn't do it. It was the last day. The last day. You either qualify today, you get dropped in training. So I already know what your boy did. I went in there, passed that thing on the last try. I came here to do 13 weeks. That's how long I came here to do. 13 weeks. I'm not doing nothing longer than this. That's what I had already told myself. So failure wasn't an option. That was already my mindset. Failure is not an option. So passed the thing. But unfortunately, we had 3. Out of the 4 black guys that we had, I was the only one that passed. The other 3 had to get dropped. They tell you that in the receiving. You guys got here together, but a lot of you guys is not going to graduate at the same time. They tell you, and it's okay. Because some people, it's different things that you can get dropped back in training for. You can have medical reasons. I know people that got dropped in training because they caught blisters on their feet, like for not properly washing between your toes and shit like that, and drying your toes. You fail on the PFT test. You fail the PFT test, you can drop back in training in there. But don't go there thinking about what ways I can get dropped back in training. That's not your goal. Your goal is to go and do your 13 weeks and become the Marine that you already are in your heart. Because if you wasn't, you would have never had the thought process to be a Marine. Once you have that thought, like, you capable of it. Like, because you had the thought to these weeks, we doing other things too now. You're not just swimming the whole all day every day. Now you doing that during that week, you're doing that majority of your time, but you still got classes you going to every day. You got drill you going to. You going PT every morning. Rifle drill. You're gonna do marching on the parade day. Downtime you have might be the hour or so while this group of people are at church and you're in the squad bay. Now, once you're in the squad bay on Sundays, you might have a little downtime right then, but where you can clean your gear and clean your rifle, write letters home. That's if no one don't fuck up. But if you fuck up, they'll take that from you too. You're gonna eat 3 times a day. Now, Depends on how good you are that day on how long you get to eat. Because you can't eat to the last person. I made it my business to become a squad leader. So, and you do that by, I was the scribe and I was a squad leader. But with great power come great responsibility. Now, anybody in your squad messed up, they coming to you. It's up to you to keep accountability on how many people is present in your squad. The guide is responsible for the squad leaders. The squad leaders is responsible for the squad. Whichever person is missing out of that squad, and it's your fault. Like, so it's up to you to rectify that problem. Y'all want to hear about McMap? McMap, okay. Every Marine that leaves boot camp, you qualified in McMap. You're a tan belt in McMap. I ended my Marine Corps career as a green belt. McMap and boot camp, get with someone that's not gonna let you cheat yourself. You can't really get your technique down because you're dealing with an asshole partner. So make sure you get you with a partner that want you to succeed the same way you want him to succeed. You're gonna have prover sticks. I like that too. 300 PFT sold. We're gonna do 100 crunches in 2 minutes. 20 pull-ups and run 3 miles under 18 minutes. I tracked high school, so I ran long distances in high school anyway. So get my PFT score, it was simple to always stay at 300. I had a 300, like my lowest PFT score was a 375. I mean a 275. That was my low PFT score. I always kept the 300. Rifle week came. They try to be cool during that week because they want everybody level-headed when you're dealing with a gun, because they don't want to be pushing you too hard. Then you got people that can't handle it and want to off they seeing drill instructor talk to you more. And I used to always want to shoot the morning times instead of going into the pits in the morning and shoot in the evening, because like my nerves was less in the morning than it was at. I was thinking about it so much, about qualifying so much. But in the morning time, when I'm just, hey, I'm finna go in and shoot, and everybody else's time to go to sleep, during rifle week, I used to lay in the bed and just see myself hitting the target. Just see myself hitting the target. By the time I wake up in the morning, I had the confidence that I can do it.